but they do give you stability that no other tax gives you. And so how do you find that out? I will go back to, remember, there's only 2 school districts in 2 cities in Greene County that don't have an income tax. We talked about the emergency levies, but that is, and if you look, the 2 school districts that have the highest property tax are Beaver Creek first and Bellbrook Sugar Creek. And while you guys are having this discussion, I'm sure there's people in Beaver Creek that are having the same discussion because they have a $6.15 million emergency levy on their ballot.
I know 15 years ago, I escaped Beaver Creek to come to Bellbrook because the taxes were so low. Lo and behold,
David makes sense. I think it was you that mentioned about the total tax burden. And as a former mayor of Beaver Creek, we've been fighting this, but the state gave schools property tax to have their revenue. Municipalities have income tax. Counties have sales tax. There are a handful of cities left in the state who don't have income tax. And a lot of people like it that way, but what it does is exactly what we talked about with Mr. Martin, is if you're on a fixed income, your taxes go higher and higher, and sooner or later you can't afford it anymore. The other thing it does is the people that work in your city, because income taxes go to your city first, with the city where they work, and then to their home city. So everyone that, say, lives in Centerville, but works here, instead of giving you guys 2.5% or whatever it might be, they take it back to Centerville and they give them the whole. So there's a few ways that we're leaving money on the table. I say we because I'm in Beaver Creek, by not having an income tax. Dave's right. It's more predictable to have property taxes. And a lot of people like the fact that we go through this and we have to vote so citizens have more of the say on the taxes, but there's give and take in both of those. And like I said, there's less than 5 cities in the state that don't have income taxes. And that's one of the problems we have.
So I wrote a couple questions down. One is, we wrote down how do we compare to other school districts, both within the county but also outside of the county? And then what is the impact of not having an income tax? I wrote those down under the questions for the school district. I don't know if that's going to take long or not, but.
Can I address one of those? So, I mean, there's a lot of resources out there that people don't necessarily know about. The Ohio Department of Taxation has a website that has every school district in Ohio. Here's what their general fund levies are. Here's what their PI levies. Here's what their emergency levies are. So, this is information that is available. You have to do a little bit of digging to see if you're really wanting to do that kind of a comparison. That data is out there. I think it's on, if you just go to the Ohio Department of Taxation's website, I think it's under research. I think there's a separate tab up on the top under research. But that is information that is available.
So I know that we had someone share, why they're voting against the levy. I've heard, I don't know if anyone wants to share, and another, your other thoughts on the levy. So I just want to put that out there that I've heard a lot that's against the levy. If anyone wants to talk about voting for the levy, I don't know. Yes.
Well, Mr. Price, thank you for that information. My husband is in his 20th year with the reserves. He's deployed 5 times, and I have a grandfather who was also in World War II. So it is really, I think it's a hard decision, but I'm also coming at it from a parent who has children here. And I also know from being involved in law change in the past, it's a very slow process. And so I was not sure how I was going to vote on this when I came here. I was coming to gain information, but I lean towards voting for the levy because I need the school district to have the money they need to keep it excellent. But I would challenge all of us that if it passes, to not be complacent and continue to have a dialogue with the lawmakers, because I'm sure as inflation and everything occurs, I mean, if the state doesn't do anything, even if we pass this levy, it's going to come up again in another 5 to 10 years. So as slow as the law process, changing laws moves, we need to do something in the interim to protect our schools and get them the resources they need. At the same time, engaging with our lawmakers to prevent from this having to come up again. Because if something, it does sound like, thank you so much for that history, if something doesn't change with the laws, it's gonna continue to be an issue that comes up every 5 to 10 years. But as a parent of kids in the school district, I'm not willing to take, that, it sounds like the school district is using the money efficiently. I need to continue having some, I don't, if somebody has information that argues against that, please let me know, but there,
I will.
okay.
I will.
So you're saying when she's done, you
But,
can-
I mean, I don't just wanna hold money back from them to gain enough, to get lawmakers' attention, essentially, is my thoughts.
And so I said, you said
Yeah,
you.
I'm speaking as far as the mismanagement of funds. We have a special needs child in the district. They hire 2, they call them registered behavior technicians, they're just part-time college students. They pay $600 a day when I have begged them, I've been to Mr. Kozak and begged them that I just want an aid. An aid that they pay $21,000 a year to follow my son. And the reason they do it is because they are funneling $573,000 in 3.5 years to key behavioral services for poor services. This guy that owns it has no clue, and I don't know why they're doing it other than every time I talk to the special education director about it, she cries. So there's some personal relationship why the school is funneling money. Every one of our IEPs, they send an attorney to and paying lots of money.
Are you talking your son's IEP? Because my preschooler has an IEP and there wasn't a lawyer.
I'm talking my
So,
son's
okay.
IEP. I'm getting personal here. I have begged them not to spend this money. There's something going, the special education director told me that when Dr. St. Pierre was there, she could spend anything she wanted. That's what she told me personally. They are,
So are they contracting with another agency?
yes, they are
to bring
contracted.
these aides
I have
in?
asked them to hire somebody where they can, granted they have to pay benefits, but $21,000 a year versus paying over $600. That's just for the 2 part-time college students that he only needs 1 aide. And they are paying $85 an hour for the owner of this key behavioral for, sometimes he has 4 people following him around all day. He doesn't need 4 people. We've left him home right now, he's fine. He doesn't need that, but for some reason, they,
So, ma'am, if I could just, real quick, it sounds like your concern is why is money going to key behavioral instead of hiring people within the district?
well, I'm not the only one. I talked to other special needs parents. They would rather fight you, bring in an attorney, and lose the case and spend
And so they-
gobs of money. They spent
They also feel really bad
$650,000
what
on
you
it, losing the case. Not to mention the probably $40,000 plus on legal fees. They could cut here big time.
Okay, so I want to get that,
It's not
I got
just
to
me.
go over here. Mary, can you help me get that? You said you'd like to
I'd
speak
like
to
to
that,
go.
ma'am?
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm saying that the school has already publicly come out and made their comment about your particular situation.
They didn't
And
debate.
okay, please let me speak. And that they would like to keep this a private matter because it does concern a child under age. Second, the reason that they have those big expenses you're showing to this, I can't remember the name of
Key
the.
behavioral services.
The reason they do that is because, and you'll find this throughout the region, that schools contract these outside services with special needs because it's lower cost to them as a district to do it as a contracted service than to hire all of these specialists. So they are, by law, doing everything that they can to help your child. And and this has nothing that the schools have said, but I have heard about your son's particular health issues in private, and I'm so sorry for what you've gone through. But sadly, it sounds like your son is at the point that he's beyond what the public school.
So, ma'am, I want to check in over with both of you because this one is getting very personal. Is this again, is this about a personal issue with the student?
No,
Okay.
this is to provide some background on RBT's applied behavior analysis, which is a type of therapy, and key behavior services, which is the company that Bellbrook Sugar Creek has decided to contract with. Applied behavior analysis is a type of therapy that is approved for children on the autism
My
spectrum.
son doesn't have autism.
It is also recommended by some doctors for other conditions, and I'm not saying it's appropriate for every student, but there are many students in our district, and our district is very special because of this. There are many students on the autism spectrum that come to Bellbrook because they are a safe haven for kids on the autism spectrum. So just like our school districts have speech therapists employed within the district, physical therapists, occupational therapists, they do not have applied behavior analysis therapists or BCBAs on staff. They contract out for that. That is the only type of therapy that is shown to have statistically significant, improvement for children like my son that are on the autism spectrum. So you can attack that company. That is just happens to be the company that Bellbrook typically contracts with. Parents can request to contract with another, and there are going to be students with individual circumstances that is not the right fit for, and that is between those parents and the district. But I can tell you my experience with the company, with the district, with IEP meetings, with key behavior has been incredibly positive, and it's the reason that he came to this district.
All right, so we have about 10 minutes left, and we'll leave a lot of tonight. Sir, you had your hand up?
One thing that nobody has mentioned tonight, and I think it's going to affect us dramatically, this is not a 5-year levy. This is a continuing levy. That means once that's put in, you don't have any control over spending whatsoever.
That's right.
It has been said that they will be frugal with their money, but I haven't seen a track record. Now also, what you don't understand, with the continuing levy, that they're still going to get extra money every year that you don't vote on. This is going to really affect you. And I just can't imagine them having done this. It's never been done before, and I will not vote for continuing that period.
I see a hand up in the front. I see two.
Well, we're all here, whether you're for the levy or against the levy, to have a vigorous political discussion about this. And whether you like me or you don't like me, I'm the one, I think, got us all here. I've got a saying I tell my grandkids: if you only do what you always have done, you're only going to get what you've always had. And what we have done in this school system is we have kicked this financial can down the proverbial hallway for the last 20 years. And at some point, it has to stop. Now, if this levy passes, this still isn't going to end. I think Kevin was correct on it. We still have this problem. We've ran the numbers. They're going to be back again. From our numbers that we've had looked at it, the experts that have looked at it, the accountants that have looked at it, they're probably going to run out of money again, year 3.5 or 4, depending on what's going on. If the levy fails, we're still having the same conversation. But yet, we're going to force the school board to be part of that conversation. Just look at this. We've got everyone here, but who's missing? I've asked Kevin Lyman, the school treasurer, to have a public forum and a debate. Now, there's no sense talking with Mr. Kozak, because he doesn't understand the numbers. I want to talk to the treasurer.
I just want to check in. That sounds like a personal attack. But
No. Well, it's part about, we're having basically kind of a town forum right now. But this forum should have happened months ago with the school board. And so whether you vote yes or no, we're still going to have this conversation. They're going to run out of money again. We're going to have another levy again. If we defeat this levy, we're going to send a clear message to this school board that they're going to have to talk to us, the taxpayers, because they work for us. And that's why I think this is the first step if we defeat this levy to regaining control of the school board. And then we can talk about the additional funding levels, because I think on the vote yes side, we all agree. We have been dealt a bad hand by the state. And why our representatives haven't addressed this issue, we can all talk about it. But we have to talk about this at some point, so we're all here. This is the first meeting. You know, when I went to the school board meeting the last time, there was really no discussion. It was a cheerleading session, which is not what we need. You know, I'm not against the schools, I'm not against the teachers, but we have to live within a budget. At my house, I know you do at your house, and I think the school system has to stay within a budget also. And so right now, we're at a crossroads, and we as voters have to decide, we live in Bellbrook, Sugar Creek, and everybody understands this saying, the well's dry. Our property taxes, it cannot be used as a piggy bank to fund our schools any longer. And so we have to stop this. And so, are we bad for saying no? Well, no, because at some point, our property values is right now at the tipping point. I've been talking to realtors. They're now advising their buyers, well, Bellbrook, Sugar Creek is nice, but the taxes are really bad there. So they're going to Springboro, they're going to other places besides here. And so we're at that point where the property values are going to become negative. So I think, Kevin, thank you for doing everything you did. I love having the mediation here. I wish that we could have had the school board here so that we could address some of the issues. And thanks everybody for coming.
Okay, so I want to check in. There are about, it's 8:52 right now. I saw your hand, and then I saw your hand, and then I saw your hand. So I'm going to set a 2-minute timer for the remainder of the time.
I just wanted.
Oh, I'm sorry, he was
Okay,
going
go
first.
ahead, Dan.
Hey, so I'm Joe Palomino, so Kevin's awesome, he's the mayor, thanks for setting this up. I'm not going to talk about for or against the levy. I can see both sides. Honestly, I'm not sure. All I want to say is that I was extraordinarily disappointed that the district or the school board declined to attend. And I was extraordinarily disappointed that Dr. Kozak misrepresented the purpose of this meeting and who organized this meeting. Now, Dr. Kozak, I'm sure, is under a tremendous amount of pressure that I, as a person who's never served in a public position and had to take the slings and arrows for a vocal minority, I can only imagine that. What I would say, though, is call Dr. Kozak. I've called Dr. Kozak twice. He's called me back twice. Talked to him at the Sugar Creek Festival. He talked to me. I don't know why I misrepresented the purpose of this meeting the way that he did. But what I would ask is call Dr. Kozak, call the board, and say that you want them in these meetings, that you want this interchange. And I think that would probably be a little bit more effective, and it would probably restore a little bit of trust to the school district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me correct something earlier. Dale did help me once he saw I was steaming ahead with this. So Dale helped arrange the date mediation group. So Dale, thank you for your assistance.
Thank you. And I saw your hand next, and then yours.
I came tonight because I thought the school board would be here or someone representing them. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have came, because I think we need some answers from them.
So that's what you were here for.
That's what I
It
was-
sounds like you're kind of disappointed about that.
No, I've heard a lot of interesting things,
Great.
but that was my point.
So I see a hand over there. I know you were next.
I think it's so important, and I have to say, I'm disappointed in Dale in the statement that he just made about Mr. Kozak, Dr. Kozak not being here. The school board runs with their own set of laws, just like Mr. Stafford was complaining that we didn't have some type of open debate at the last school board meeting. Well, that's because there's a thing called open meeting laws with the sunshine laws in Ohio. And the reason that meeting even was open to us in public was by law. It's their meeting that we are there to legally view. They don't even have to let us have an answered question at the end of a meeting or at any time during their meetings. They fortunately allowed us to get up and speak. And they took the equal amount of speakers. They took 3 for the levy and 3 against the levy. And unfortunately, Mr. Stafford, who says, oh, we didn't get to speak, well, he never even signed up to speak, and you can clarify that with the school board. So he's complained about that. But with the school board not being here, yes, I'm disappointed they're not allowed to be here, or they haven't been here tonight, but that's because these gentlemen put this event together far too late. And when the school, why are you?
So, I want to check in because you mentioned two people by name, and it sounded like, kind of like it might be personal attack.
No, it's not. He's making it sound like they chose not to come. No, they didn't. Before they're allowed to come to an open meeting like this, they have to be in one of their meetings to vote for the right to come to one of these public meetings.
All right, so it sounds as if everyone's kind of talking at once. I don't know if that's working for everybody or not. Okay, did you have any, there's a few more seconds that you had.
The school is just not being treated fairly.
Okay, yes, sir?
So I have a message for Mr. Perales. I think that I speak for all of us when I say I hope that you hear that everyone in this room would really like your help in fixing the situation to get the state of Ohio to follow the order of the Supreme Court of Ohio. And if you can give us some feedback on exactly how we can help you, we would really like to work with you to make that change. That's all I have to say.
So we got about 3 minutes left. Is there anyone else who wants to speak? Yes?
I think one thing we have not mentioned tonight, we're talking about the funding and this Cal Patterson proposal. If you're paying attention to the news, the Speaker of the House just said in the last 2 days that there's not going to be any funding for the Cal Patterson bill. There has been no increase in funding in Governor DeWine's bill, so I guess I can ask Rick too, how are we going to do that when there's no money to be allocated for this?
Well, so what I said previously is the Cup Patterson bill hasn't been vetted, and it's not. It's going to be a 2-year process, and I know it looked good for Beaver Creek and you folks. I think you were getting a bump of over $500,000 a year now, the way they have that rounded out, right? But it's going to take some time. And DeWine's budget is what we're looking at. The executive budget has all school districts receiving no less money, and then he's putting another $500 million on the wraparound services. Every school district is to get some of that, but again, Bellbrook and Beaver Creek will get minimal because of our social-economic scale. So we just need to keep working at it. I mean, it's not quick and it's not easy. But, you know, we're here and we'll keep talking. And what I would recommend is everyone keep their eye, so the finance committee meetings are televised at the Ohio Network, or it's on the internet, I'm sorry. You can pull it up and you can watch it. We get that bill on, the sub-bill on Wednesday. And then we'll, I'm sorry? PBS too, yeah, but I think it's not live. It's live on, anyways. You can watch it, you can see what's going on. The sub-bill will be made public. We'll have a week within the House before it gets voted out of the House, and that's not a lot of time. You know, write me, talk to me, call me, let me know what you think, and there's just not a whole lot that can be done on the House side right now. And I'd encourage you also to get with Senator Hackett, because it goes to the Senate now.
If we had waited one more year about this levy for the career center, it was in the finance committee last year. We could have gotten 40 to 60% of this paid for. We now have a governor that is from this county, but our county commissioners decided, let's step forward and go ahead and put that levy out. When again, there was a possibility of getting 40 to 60% of that paid for.
I just want to clarify one thing. The commissioners had nothing to do with the Career Center levy. That
Who
was
put the levy up?
the Career Center. They have their own board that votes on that decides to put that levy. It's not the commission.
All right, so it is 9 o'clock. I know that you had something you want to say. This is our last one.
Yeah, the state of Ohio has had 2 massive income tax cuts over the last couple of decades. That has cut billions of dollars off the income tax, so that now we have a situation where the lower income earners in Ohio pay about 12% of their income. The higher income pays 6%. So there is a massive amount of room for the higher income income, people over $360,000 a year, they're the ones that can pay the money, the taxes that we need to fund our schools. That's where the money's missing.
Okay, so if I could just real quick, 10 seconds. I really appreciate you all coming. I really appreciate you allowing me to help facilitate. It sounds like a lot of you were talking to one another, and I hope that continues. I don't know when we have to leave, so if anyone knows that, when do we have to be out of here?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.